understanding the afterlife. Now, in many different religions and many different spiritual systems, there are different ideas about the afterlife, about what will happen when we die, if our consciousness will continue on to a place forever, our soul will continue on to a certain place forever based on the actions we have in one life, or it will recycle and will become a force that exists in other bodies, a force that exists in other bodies based on what kind of karma or actions that we participated in this life. Or there are views on the afterlife that there simply isn't an afterlife, that it doesn't exist. As far as I'm concerned, death is a human construct. It does not exist. I view the nature of reality, the fabric of all that is, as being composed of linked units. Every single soul that inhabits human beings, animals, plants, the earth itself, different minerals, these are different magnitudes of soul that inhabit everything. Even space itself is inhabited by soul. And I don't think that anything is really lost or condemned forever. I think that like a river that is flowing down from a mountain, we will go back to the ocean of soul, and for the purpose of cycles and life and time, certain amounts of soul are evaporated from the ocean, so to speak, and they go back to the peaks of material and then come back into existence. And existence is really that river flowing down the mountain and heading towards the ocean. But the mountain peak, or the clouds above the mountain peak and the ocean, are kind of the outside realms, the realms of union, ocean, and the realms of subconscious preparation, universal subconscious preparation, as the clouds above the peak. And in between is where our souls enter this fabric of reality, and we become functional beings that think that they are separate, that think that they are individual from the grander whole, because that is the nature of the illusion as we are traveling between these 2 points. And these 2 points aren't a straight line. It's more of a nexus of points that we travel to while we're in this so-called stream or river. And it's based on how we act as different units of soul along this stream. And really the illusion of separation is only along this stream or river, and material existence is something funny, because space allows material existence to exist, but space itself is an illusion. So where does this illusion come from? Why, even when we're traveling through these 2 points of kind of rest, of universal subconscious innateness, innate activity, and to the complete union of the ocean of where we came from and where we're going back to. Between these 2 points, and of course there's something above where consciousness isn't separated at all, but between these 2 points, why is there illusion that we are separate? And really that is the grandest mystery, is that was illusion introduced by a god, by a source, by a system, or by the multiverse? Why was this illusion of separation introduced between these 2 points? The bottom half of the circle, if you will. Circle with a flat side. It's more like half of a pizza, I guess you could say. But I think that a vital aid to consciousness, to the growing of individual pieces of consciousness that increase their magnitude and their increase their frequency, necessitates the idea of separation, necessitates the illusion of separation. Because if everything is constantly one, how can anything be magnified? And if all the pieces are magnified, then when it joins back to the one whole, the magnification only increases infinitely. Because once we return back to infinity, back to no thingness, no separation, we will have attributed to I guess you could say, the purity of the ocean of consciousness, the the clarity of the ocean of consciousness and its magnitude. Not necessarily its magnitude and how it expands the ocean of consciousness, the source or God, because it's always infinitely expanding. But there is something gained when we view ourselves as separate units before we join back into the ocean. This process happening over billions of years, and another point of no thingness pervades the universe, and then another Big Bang happens, and it happens again. But there's a constant magnification of the individual units who think that they are separate. And this actually, I guess you could say, it increases the clarity, the brightness of the infinite ocean of consciousness. That's my own view. And I think that's why separation is valuable to all of our souls, is that it makes us look at our individual part to such an extent that we aren't reliant on other souls. We aren't reliant on the grander whole. We are purely reliant on our experience in the material plane and realizing ourself as individual units, as individual souls, based on what we experience. Slowly learning based on how we interact with other souls that think they're individual. And once the story is complete and everything is back into the ocean of consciousness, back to the source, back to God, back as part of God, I think that there is very much that is gained, even though God is infinite, even though the ocean of consciousness that is God is infinite. I think that the story of each individual piece viewing itself as separate adds to the grander enjoyment of the whole, the grander experience of the whole, because we viewed ourselves as not being that. But when we were finally back, when we were finally that, the source that we started at and are destined to go back to, based on this mass migration of consciousness through the illusion of the material plane. Once we reach back to the source, back to the ocean of consciousness, we will see that how great union is. Because the union of souls, the combination of souls that makes up all of these illusions that were separate, will be enhanced to the extent that each part envisioned itself as something and tried to become that vision, and learned that certain visions were incorrect and other visions were correct. And eventually, the grander vision is realized of oneness. Once again, oneness is felt, is experienced, is accepted, and we are the whole once again. Anyway, this has been a bit of a rant on consciousness, on separation of souls and why it happens. But thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been interesting. If you like this video at all, hit that thumbs up down there. If you want to comment, if you disagree with me, or if you want to continue the conversation, or you like what I said, feel free to shoot a comment down there in the comment section below. And I will see you in the future, brothers and sisters.